Now, the transfer window may not be open for another month, but clubs are already getting busy. Yesterday, Arsenal confirmed they'd signed 16-year-old Ecuadorian twins Edwin and Holger Quintero. The hype has already started online. So to hopefully tell us more about them, we're going to be joined, of course, right now by South American football expert Tim Vickery. Tim, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Now, there's a lot of Arsenal fans that I'm sure will be waiting to hear about these twins. Just how good are they and how much of a coup is this for Arsenal?
Well, the key word here is wait, because they're 16 and you can't have them until they're 18. So they're going to have to spend another couple of years in Ecuador first. Obviously, there's very little on them. They're 16-year-old kids. One of them, Edwin Quintero, is being compared as kind of the Ecuadorian Neymar. There have been plenty of those, just as there were so many new Maradonas back in the day. But the one thing I can tell you about these kids with all certainty is that they have a stamp of approval from the club, which is perhaps doing the best youth development work in the world at the moment. It's this club in Ecuador, Independiente del Valle. It's a little club on the outskirts of the capital, Quito. It got taken over by a group of investors about 20 years ago with the idea of producing players to sell. Now, they take this really, really seriously. They got unbelievable facilities, educational facilities, as well as footballing facilities. They bring over top-class coaches, a lot of them from Spain. The jewel in their crown so far is Moses Caicedo, of course, of Chelsea. But if you look at the Ecuador team qualified for another World Cup, almost all of them have come out of this one club. The defensive unit, they've conceded one goal in the last 11 World Cup qualifiers. You get William Pacho, the big centre-back there, Paris Saint-Germain. He's from this club. Hincapié, now of Arsenal. He's from this club. And the other one, well, Ordóñez, who's playing in Belgium at the moment. It wouldn't surprise me if he's in the Premier League very, very soon. He's also a product of this club. Kendry Páez, who Chelsea took, he's on loan at Strasbourg at the moment. There's a little bit of a kind of Phil Foden vibe about him. Very, very talented left-footed attacking midfielder. He was scoring goals in World Cup qualification at 16. He's from this club. And of this generation, they've produced another one, a centre-back, Dana Ordóñez, another Ordóñez, who Chelsea have already picked up, but we'll have to wait another 2 years to see. So if these two twins don't come off, it won't be for lack of quality preparation, because this club is doing miracles in Ecuador.
It is incredible. Obviously, they come from a great side that have created a fantastic alumni. I find it really intriguing, Tim. Are we starting to see more of the South American younger talents choosing the Premier League as their destination? Because in years gone by, even when I was growing up, it was always they'd head straight to Barcelona or Real Madrid would get in there first. Are we seeing that more of a shift towards the Premier League?
Well, I think the big change has been the Premier League going to source, the Premier League going straight to South America to bring them over. Whereas before, the Premier League would rely more on secondary scouting. The Sergio Aguero route. He comes over to Atletico Madrid and the Premier League buys him from there. Now the Premier League is going straight to South America. Now, that could be hit and miss, because you're bringing them over very, very young. And really, I think the benchmark for so many of these moves was Vinny Jr., when Real Madrid paid what seemed like a fortune for him when he was 16. He hadn't played a professional game. And what a bargain that's turned out to be. So that's the kind of benchmark for so many of these kind of deals. But it doesn't always come off. Not everyone is Vinny. West Ham fans might be remembering at the moment Luis Guilherme, who, again, promised, but the distance between promise and reality is a very, very big one. Luis Guilherme came over after one professional goal. One. Scored actually against this team from Ecuador, Independiente del Valle. It was a cracker, but it was his only professional goal. And then he comes over as a kid and he has to justify a £25 million transfer fee. And West Ham have got almost nothing out of him yet and don't even seem to be entirely sure about what position he should be playing. So that the whole thing of bringing them over so young, there are benefits, but there are also risks, because if they're not getting in the first team, they're on their own, they're lonely, they're away from home, they don't speak the language. This can really interfere with the momentum of a career.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some as Luis Guilherme, as you were talking about there, that haven't necessarily got off on the right foot. But one who's got Chelsea fans so excited is Estevao, obviously moving from Palmeiras now to Chelsea. He's, lighting up the Premier League, albeit the last couple of games have been a bit tough. The excitement is big in the Prem for Chelsea fans. How big is the excitement around Estevao for Brazil out there?
Huge. He's a special, special talent, really special talent. I well remember when he was still playing in Brazil, his coach there at Palmeiras, Portuguese, Abel Ferreira, had a long playing career, coached in Portugal, coached in Greece, and he was like almost pleading with the club, please don't sell him, let me play with this new toy for a while longer. And he was saying, you know, Estevao, he is different from anything I've ever seen. And part of that is the talent. Part of that is the awareness of space, the awareness of which space to attack, but it's also the temperament. He would always use Estevao as an example to the other young players. Look, he tries something, it doesn't come off, it doesn't affect him in the slightest. So those three things together, the raw talent, the vision, the knowledge of what's going on around in the space to attack, and the strength of temperament, and he really is a special talent. And, well, Carlo Ancelotti is now Brazil's coach, and his first game in charge last June, the first time Estevao started for Brazil. So Ancelotti saw him right at the start. And then between September and November, he scored 5 goals for the national team. Now, it took Vinny Jr. a long time to get to 5 goals for the national team. Estevao got there like that. So he's already someone who, all right, there's a long season ahead of him. You don't know what state he's going to be in come June. But Chelsea have a big enough squad to protect him a little bit, because at the moment, he is down as first choice for Brazil when they go in search of winning that World Cup next year.
Fantastic. Tim, thank you so much for your time, mate. Thank you, mate.
My pleasure. Thank you.